What is going on, YouTube? This is Acidur. So this is episode 7 of the Tomb Raider playthrough. So basically, there's not much progress in this particular episode. There's going to be a bunch of nonsense and that sort of fare, I'd have to say. The concept about it, I feel like the tediousness about this particular game is just worth it just to kind of mess with it, just because it's just kind of one of those frustrating type ones that just kind of grates on your nerves, but it just has the concept of this being something that still has the entertainment. This is really a simple jump, and you would look after just being able to say and stuff, but it is kind of the concept that it's more just like the control scheme of this particular game that this is awkward and kind of here and there with like the atmosphere of doing it. It's just something between, I just am not used to like the overall mechanics of this particular game, and it's something I question. I mean, I did this back in early 2022, so it's been almost 3 years. It's kind of the concept of this being able to say I look after it, but the thing about it is not only do you have to, I mean, they just don't give you a lot of space, and I feel like the walls, the camera will not go behind the walls, and the walls will not become transparent to give you, like, the breathing room. So you basically have to make a jump with, like, the camera facing you, which then it just doesn't make sense to make a jump with the camera facing you when you have to grab the ledge to something. It just feels like the game was kind of thinking that it's like real life or something where you should be able to make that jump, but it just does not really provide like the atmosphere of being able to do it within. It just is not conducive to being able to do it, and it's just kind of it's just not that good of like a spot to make a jump like that. I just feel like, it's just kind of the concept of trying to do it. You look between Lara here and then like the actual room that you get to make the jump. The thing about it is you have to do a little bit of a running jump, but by the time you get the camera behind you after running, there's just not enough room to make the jump and pan the camera behind you and then grab the ledge all off that. So you don't just grab the ledge, I want to say, automatically. So this is kind of telling you have to press the button. Just, I don't know, it's clean. I mean, this is a great game here, but I just feel like there's a lot of frustration. I just question, like, I don't know if there's going to be more episodes. I'm at least going to attempt this again in, like, the next month or so. I'm going to try to get a few more. I mean, unfortunately for folks who do find this entertaining, this is a great game to kind of mess with here, but this is the concept. It's just more over whether or not I can defeat this game. If I can't even get past the second stage, I question some of these boss characters. If they put like a grizzly bear fight in this or something like that, I'm just going to have to really suppose and stuff this me questioning, because I remember getting mauled by one of these bears earlier in the stage, and this is kind of the concept that I don't even want to know what some of these boss fights would kind of be like. I'm just going to have to look up a walkthrough or something that kind of gives tips, but I think the people who play this game kind of assume that this is not giving as much of a snafu as it kind of is. So that's just kind of the thing there. So you have to kind of pay attention, but I think you do actually have to do this. This is kind of the concept of just panning the camera, but I can at least do that, but then you have to do it again. I think if I could do that, and there's probably like a save point right there, I almost guarantee that there would be. That's just kind of the concept about it. I mean, this game is not on a timer or anything, but this is like the concept behind it. So, yep, just tedium here, folks. It's kind of the pitch. This is how games work, for folks. If you're like 14 or if you're like 17 or 22 and you're like, what the hell is all this nonsense? It's just kind of concept. This is how games were back in the 90s. You didn't, I mean, I think in some stages, like, there's probably video games nowadays that kind of do this, but this is, there'd be stupidity. You would have to do this from, 5 o'clock p.m. until 10 o'clock p.m. trying to figure out this nonsense as far as trying to get it done. Kind of the thing, but still some good stuff here. But I mean, I don't hate this game, and this is like the concept of this. I was kind of, I don't remember, obviously, since it was early 2022 and I attempted this, I don't remember what I thought back in those days, but I think it probably pissed me off back then as well, I'd have to say. It's kind of the pitch behind it, but yeah, I mean, it just does not provide you, like, I think it assumes that you're just going to jump here, and maybe you can make that jump to like the ledge, but then it's just like the concept you have to kind of run. I did it. What the hell? What's going on here? I just question if I think there's actually like another jump. Maybe that's weird that I made that. I wasn't expecting to have made that jump. I think there's actually like another one, and that's what pissed me off. Just saying, we'll do it again. And this is kind of, I was like, well, I struggle with that, and then you're going to turn around and tell me I have to do another jump? So, yeah, this is probably what it was. Just saying you have to do this jump. And I was like, fuck that. So that's like the concept. I think just getting there in like the first place is just, this is not a Mario game. That is kind of the concept behind it. I just feel like I guess I got overly excited with that relative pitch thing and it was over. But I think that's probably about the end of the stage, just being able to say. I was just like, no, there's just, I mean, it's just going to take some patience, and if I cannot get past this, I don't want to say I'll cancel it, but I don't know how long I would have to give this particular game, because I should have gotten past this in 2022, and now the bats are showing up. But this is kind of, there shouldn't be enemies here. I think just on top of that, it's just like, come on. But, yeah, like I was saying, like, just being able to suppose and stuff just within that relative type atmosphere. Yeah, like I was saying, I probably should have been able to get past this in 2022, but I just look after it. I don't know. Just kind of games, they'll piss you off. You know that at this stage. I'm just kind of running out of content to kind of talk about here. So it's just kind of the pitch behind it. Standard fare. There will be at least more attempts, and we'll have to see what particularly kind of goes along with it. That's kind of the thing. But at least there's more. It's just like, I just question if this game is going to do that a lot more in the future. As you get past a really tough part, it's just the monotony behind it is just being able to say just whether or not that, this is stage 2. Just to keep saying that, to reiterate, just to say this is stage 2, just being able to say that this is like, I would definitely say you could go ahead and cook like a pizza. Damn, you could almost damn well cook like a Thanksgiving turkey or something like that. You could just be like, yeah, probably. But you could cook a Thanksgiving turkey at like 11 a.m., noon, something like that, and it'd be done by 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock p.m., something like that. And you'd say, I'd probably just be getting past this. Obviously, I'm not going to have 15 of these videos just within this segment, but that's this kind of thing. I think there's a lot of nonsense that's going to be just like this within this game. It is a classic. I feel like within that, you have to give props to like the people that made this game, just being able to say it. But it's just like at the same time, you want to slap them with like a salmon fish or something just for doing. Like, I don't know what the hell that was. The largest that had nothing to do with what I wanted to do there, but happens to be the altitude behind it. But I really want to say that's probably about the end of the stage there. I just have to say that'd be the concept, and then just wondering just what comes next. So I'd say amongst the pitch kind of behind it. I just question how some of the boss fights are going to be in this game. Just wondering if it's going to be. I just would wonder about it. But yeah, that would about wrap up this episode, folks. There's probably like another 40 seconds, some pitches like that, but just understand the pitch behind it. Laura's just kind of. She does that, and then just it's time to go back in the pool. Just gonna have to say there, but you just look after it. Yeah, but I will say shout out to like monotonous playthroughs, just because the pitch behind it is just kind of. Some of these can be fun just in the sense behind it, but I really don't have terribly superb amount of like extra kind of schematics to kind of talk this within this. But just I'd say it's just kind of here and there. It's gobbledygook amongst this particular episode, folks. We'll try to get to this more. If not, I don't know if I'll continue this, but possibly. But just don't hold your breath for it, folks.